Hello, and welcome back to another Website Depot podcast. As ever, I'm your host, Greg Benevent, and once again, I'm very lucky to be joined by Kat Lev. How you doing there, Kat?
I'm doing well. How are you today, Greg?
Good, good. I'm all right. I know we're in different parts of LA, but I'm wearing this thermal. I'm cold. You're in a tank top. Like I don't react well to this anymore.
If we were talking this morning, I'd probably be putting on a sweater, but I've been like walking around the house. We've had heat on and off. That I'm now at that point in the day where I'm that in between of the morning and the night. So
Gotcha, gotcha.
grab
That's
that.
that. Hopefully, at some point, again, I'm in the same time zone. Hopefully, that hits me at some point. But yeah, no, 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 good, good, good. So yeah, so we were talking a bit, and I know you were going to come on today to talk to us about some things that businesses can do to kind of stand out from in the holiday marketing from their competitors per se.
Yeah, we're getting to that point of the year of once I mean, we're getting to that point where it's time to shop and you're really wanting people to shop. You've got Black Friday coming on, you've got Christmas, you've got New Year's, and just from there, then you get into the whole next year. So this, what you're going to be prepping for now is what's going to prep you for the rest of the year for the most part, because I think there hits a lull in the summer of coming up with summer sales or coming up with things surrounding that. Whereas we're actually reaching a point where it's the holiday season. You're really wanting to buy for other people, and you're trying to convince people to buy for others.
Hmm.
And that can be, depending on the person, that could be something that's a little harder to convince because it's spending money on someone else. Whereas,
Hmm.
so what you want to do is kind of make a different, like you want to come up with different ideas for how to get any type of consumer, the ones that aren't really willing to spend, or the ones that are a little bit more conserved with that, or the ones that
Hmm.
are really excited for this time of year and want to be, enjoyed and have fun and find things for their loved ones. So you're really thinking about all your different audiences when you're thinking about what you're going to be, how you're going to prep and sell this month.
No, that's interesting because it's so interesting to hear you say that because I'm so used to even just from the standpoint of like writing some of the marketing for the blogs for the company where it hits me that my focus, whether I'm aware of it or not, is always so narrow. It's like you're focusing on your customers and your base and maybe grow it, but these your people. Whereas what you're saying is like, hey, make sure to focus on all of the people that might be in your interest. That'd be great. Yeah, if you hear more about that, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like on a daily basis you have your, you've been having your product, you've had your company for a while, who's shopping your product, you know who your audience is, but when it comes to Christmas and holidays, you're actually reaching out to a different part of your audience, because what it could be is that you're reaching out to the dads who know that their daughters like certain things, like you're looking for the people who are stop shopping for everyone. You're trying to be open for the parents shopping for the kids, or the kids shopping for the parents, or finding something for the grandparents. Like you're wanting to be a little bit more accessible during this time of the year, because you're actually talking to more people than you think, because what your product is someone's hobby and someone's joy and someone else's kind of confusion of, is this the best product? So you really want to make sure that what you're selling is the best out there, and you want to get the attention that it's the best out there, because there's so many different products, especially if someone's shopping, say someone loves candles.
Uh-huh.
There's so many different candle shops. How do you
Oh
know
yeah.
which one's the right one for your friend who has a candle collection?
Hmm.
So this is the time of year to kind of branch out your branding a little bit more. Whereas when you're starting, you really are niche and you're really trying to get your main market. But during this time of year, you're really wanting to make sure that you're accessible to everyone.
Right. No, that makes so much sense because I'm just thinking about how many times in my life, like, my mother had was is a collector of nutcrackers,
Oh,
the old
wow.
timey German ones, and I can't tell you how many times, as a kid, me and my dad, we would go somewhere and be like, I hope this is one of the good ones. Like we'd have to talk to the people there, we'd have to shop at different places, we'd have to call just because we were. It's interesting because it didn't hit me until now so much about holiday shopping is people buying things for experts where the people doing the buying are not the experts themselves.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
yeah, No,
I
that makes so
love
much
that. I
sense.
love that she had a Nutcracker collection. That's
Oh,
really
she still
fun.
does. I mean, I mean, it's very impressive. It's also like, wow, that's a lot. Like,
So I think, I can think of a couple of ways to make sure that, to help others stand out against the crowd. But I think the first thing that comes to mind is taking away the competition. So that just means
mm,
upping your attention on social media. If that means buying a couple more ads to kind of break through the noise of local ads and the news feed and that kind of,
right.
because the algorithm really favors attention and favors money, even if we don't want to admit it. So if you're looking for a time to splurge on your marketing budget, it would be this time of year, because what you're doing is setting yourself up for success for the next year. Because if someone gets your product and they like it for the Christmas, you've got a
Mm,
new customer for the rest of the rest of the year, the rest of their lives, and recommending other people. So I think if there's any time to spend money on your marketing and on your sales, it would be now. It would be, this is the time that when you said, no, I can handle it on my own, I don't really need any, you know, fine tuning. I
uh-huh.
think this is the time that you should allow yourself that permission if you
Right.
want to break through the noise, specifically in social media, just because Instagram and all the adaptions that they've been doing and upgradings and improvements on the app, it really is now for shopping. They've replaced a couple of the buttons recently that instead of your immediate thumb going to upload a new picture, it's going to a shopping site.
Oh, wow.
So you want to make sure that what you're doing is getting you on that shopping site, getting you up for that attention. So that would be, an easy one, but that would be an easy one to do. But also, if you're not trying to spend money, then there are other options too. But that would be the one for if you have a higher budget. For lower budget, I would say to make sure that you've got a great sale, a buy one get
Mm,
one free, a buy two get three free. These are the times that when you have the most sale and the most bang for your buck of someone buying your product and getting more of your product,
mhm.
that this is the time to do it. And you're not only going to get more out of that, but you're going to get other people excited, because then that means, say they only have one person they're shopping for and they have all these extra supplies of your product, and that's someone that maybe they're actually going to get it for themselves too.
Right.
So you've got an opportunity there for uh, getting more people to get your product for a less amount of time
Mhm.
with that kind of sale. Um, and another thing would be to make sure that you have a comparison of your brand and the competitor's brand,
Oh,
because
okay.
there are so many out there. This morning, I was trying to figure out how to make spiked hot chocolate because
Wow.
the holidays are coming up and I am ready to drink like an elf. And
Okay.
I've never taken the time to have spiked hot chocolate. And
No,
it's not
I didn't
something
know
that
it
comes to my
existed till
head.
this
And
conversation. Yeah.
yeah, it's something that I kind of forget exists.
Yeah.
And until I'm like watching, a holiday movie, and I'm like, wow, what they're drinking looks good. How do I make something like that? So I actually spent an hour today looking up best hot chocolate recipes, and
Wow.
and because I am new to this, I wanted to know
Yeah.
the best product to buy for my
Mm,
hot chocolate. I didn't want to get something that was going to make it gross. I wanted to
mm,
look at reviews, and
okay.
I went on so many different sites. I went on Pinterest. I looked on Google, and of
Mhm.
just finding the best hot chocolate
Okay.
and comparing all the different recipes and all the different flavors and the prices. I ended up
Uh,
going with a $20 chocolate liqueur that's supposed to be great. I would not have
Oh,
done that this morning without looking at my what I wanted versus the
yep.
competitors versus the different recipes. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what you're also looking at. If you are selling lotion and
Okay.
you want your customers to find you, then you want to compare, why is your lotion the best one? Why should they
Mhm.
take the time in their hour of finding your lotion? So that would be a great way to kind of boost your sales, would be to take your product, compare it to the other guys of why yours is better.
Mhm. No, that's perfect. That's so interesting. And it even just like, yeah, to get back to what you said, even before that about how and do it in such a way that the real lay person is going to be able to clearly see that comparison. I mean, I didn't even know until you were talking. That I was going to ask what you spike the hot chocolate with, but like you said, it's a liqueur. It's not like you put in rum or vodka or something like that. Or
Well, there are different recipes too. There were some that was
oh,
like
okay.
liqueur and then with vodka, or there was some that had like
Oh,
um schnapps with it, and that was
oh,
kind of what I was looking at, where I knew I
okay.
didn't want that, and
Right.
um and so that's kind of how I was able to find what I was looking for and compare. Um,
Gotcha. Gotcha. But yeah, but I see what you mean. I mean, they laid out options, they explained them clearly, and then set them against what you might have expected, thus enabling you, a newbie to this, to make the best decision. That that's exactly what you're talking about in action. That's great,
yeah, and who knows, if I like it, then they've got a new customer. You've got
right?
someone who likes liqueur now, someone who's gonna keep trying different things.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's true because you can find an excuse to drink spiked hot chocolate that isn't the holidays. Like it's not like you don't, it's just gonna this is gonna magically disappear on December 31st. I
Mhm.
see. Yeah, you definitely could drink this kind of thing throughout the year as some kind of decadent treat. No, it makes a lot of sense.
I think another when going down that same kind of theme of boosting your sale, like boosting the kind of sales that you're having, of making them a larger sale, a bigger uh, product giveaway, would be running a contest on your
Oh,
pages and your website, because not only are you offering an opportunity for someone who doesn't need to spend the money for that gift, but if your contest is good enough, then you're going to have more people entering. You'll have different one giant prize or a couple of giant prizes and just different tiers. But when you do that, then you get attention from people who are looking for ways to give gifts to their loved ones without having to really spend money if they don't really have to. So
right.
you're giving an opportunity to put your product out there without relying on someone's actual sales.
Mhm. No, that's great. And I was struck by when you were talking there, Kat, about how it, kind of the focus it is how many, I think 3 or 4 different times you said the word good or good enough. I mean, it's not just give away the thing that's been sitting in your warehouse that nobody wants since whenever. I mean, for this to get that kind of almost multiplier effect you're speaking of, it, really give away something that people are going to want. I mean, make sure it's really a high enough caliber contest, and then you can reap all those positive benefits you mentioned.
I think the biggest mistake you can make is to underestimate your customer. I think
Mm.
if what I think they can smell something in the warehouse you're trying to get rid of a mile away. You like when it's Christmas and when it's time to really boost, your holiday spirit and others, what you're trying to do is give away something that you'd want, or you'd want a sale
Right.
that you would go after. Because if you're just kind of putting in a fishing rod with no worm or no bait,
Hmm.
you're not going to catch any fish at all. But you'd want something that would be good enough to get you a result, to get you a nice fish, a nice, I'm using a fish metaphor and I've only fished once, so
Okay, well,
I'm trying my best, but
well,
that's
no, my
kind of
feel
the
was
image
dead
I was
on. I've been fishing.
picturing.
Yeah, I've been fishing twice, but I mean, but that just, but well, truthfully, I mean, not to belabor the point, there are only but so many analogies where one party is baiting another party into doing something that might be against their own desires. That there's not a lot of other analogies we can use for that. So fishing is going to be
Yeah.
that case for people that have never been on a pond. But secondly, but that's exactly right. I mean, it's what you were just saying was it's something that you would want to give as a gift, that you would a gift. It's I mean, how many was it Scrooge? I'm trying to remember which classic. I think it was Scrooge. It was the classic Christmas movie where like the parent gave their kid the 3 pounds of ground beef.
Merry Christmas.
A choo-choo train?
No, it's 5 pounds of veal.
But Daddy, I asked Santa for a choo-choo.
Well, then go out and get a job and buy a choo-choo.
And like it's is it nice? Maybe, but it's not a gift. Like, and I
Mhm.
think that, and that's there's give some way to be something somebody would be excited to get. Like,
Yeah. So that would be something that would be a mistake, would be if what you're giving out for your contest is just so not fun, because then that also reflects your company. Then that also shows
mm,
that you don't really care about your customers. You're kind of just caring about sales. And I think the whole thing is that, yes, you're caring about sales, but it's the customer that keeps you around. So if you're just kind of disrespecting that and disregarding how important the customer is and what they see and the eye candy that you hold, then I don't think then that's what they're not gonna come for you. They're not. Someone
Right.
has to say it, okay? I'm gonna put my finger down, or not my finger. I'm putting my foot down for the Christmas spirit, okay?
Well,
If
you're only putting
you're-
your finger down so as to be less harsh. That's
yeah,
understandable.
just one
Yeah.
finger and just
Right.
putting it down
It's the holiday
softly.
season. We're not right. We're not. Everyone has a chance to redeem themselves. But right. But it's yes. That is the. And it's even not to get totally lost within the mists of the spirit of the giving season. But I mean, it's to focus only on the sales aspect of a contest is literally the exact opposite of the giving idea of the holidays. And like you said, people can pick up on that very easily.
Yeah. But speaking of eye candies, another thing would be to look at because you're looking at all your consumers.
Mhm.
You're also paying attention to people who really don't give a bleep. You're looking at people who hate this time of the year. They don't
Mhm.
like to spend money. They know that they have to do something if they're going to
Right.
hang out with family or friends or want to show a package of any sort of thinking of you kind of thing. And so
Okay.
you're also looking at the people who are the Scrooges of not really,
Mm.
if they go and they see everything in your store is just Christmas, you might, so it's always good to make sure that you've got at least a couple products, a couple fun things out there that's not so specific to Christmas time where you can have an actual product. You don't need to
Right.
have, holly jolly vanilla. You could still have the other scents out there that are that kind of thing. So you're really thinking about all your audiences here, and that includes making sure that you do have some things available for people who aren't really going to be doing anything for Christmas or the holidays, because not everyone even celebrates it too, and they just want to be able to give a gift to a friend in that month. And
Hmm.
that would, so you want to be able, to still have access to different parts of your company and your product that isn't just holiday based.
Right. There's only one hallmark. You
Hmm.
don't have to do that. That they have that market cornered. There are going to be people, right, who just are buying something out of a sense of obligation, and you want to be able to feed that. I mean, they're customers that have just yeah, and those people are still, like you said, they're still going to be shopping somewhere. They're still going to be buying something. Better they do it from you than someone else. So
Hmm.
and it's not like and I think the flip side of what you said, and it just hit me now, it's not like by having bah humbug corner of your store is going to turn away the holiday crowd. Like they're
Hmm.
still going to be there for the rest of it. So it's not, like you're chasing them out or keeping them at arm's length by any means.
Hmm. Yeah. And that also means that during this time of year, this is the best time to showcase new products. This is the best time to
Mm.
kind of put out the new version, the new enhanced version, because this is when, if not the person buying it, you've got someone wanting it and that putting it on their wish list. So this is the best time to kind of reveal what you've been working on the last year of the next product. So this would be a really good time for your company if you want to stand out, it would be to put out the product that's brand new, to put out the product that's going to get other people's attention, and to get your own audience excited, but also get new ones.
Right, right. I mean, it's just, as you said that, I immediately thought of how many just enormous industries put out new things at the holidays, from movies to video games to cars to everything. Everyone puts out something new at the holidays. And that's not saying that you have to, rush what you're doing or change your entire business model. But hey, there's got to be some kind of twist, some kind of thing. And I think this feeds back a lot to what you said earlier about having a sale.
Hmm.
It could even be that could be your new thing for the holidays. But again, so, when there's so much money going around, showing that hey, we have something new, is one more way to really put yourself out in front of it.
Yeah, I think the best times to be able to put out new products would probably be between October and January, because if you've got something out in the middle of January, that's something that can be put on a wish list or a pre-order, that even if someone isn't able to open it in the month of December, that's something that they're able to be excited about or get a note that says it's coming. And that still brings the joy of the gift giving part of the holiday, but you're also not oversaturating that month. If you're thinking to yourself, okay, everyone's releasing something in December, then I would recommend doing something early November, late October, or in the middle of January.
Gotcha. No, that's great. And I think that also, what you just said speaks to something I've seen in a lot of my research for the daily blogs, just about how, in 2020 with the pandemic and all this, that the holiday shopping season really is less of the big spikes of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but rather that like kind of higher all over online kind of thing. And what you said, shows a really great way to take advantage of that over that longer extended period of time.
Yeah. So I think those are a couple of ways to kind of stand out a little bit more than your just average Black Friday, Cyber Monday kind of things. And even on the week of the holidays, those are just things that are supposed to kind of get your gears turning for your products and your company of what can you do? What can you take from this and make it your own? Because it's definitely, this advice is not for everyone. There's some people who have only one product and that's their name and that's what they sell. But there are some people who are looking for, when is the right time to put in new products? When is the right time to make these giant sales? When is the right time to market and change your marketing or change your packaging? And how do you get attention from people who don't know who you are during this time of year? And so this is a really good time to be able to branch out your branding, because you never know what new audiences you'll get.
No, that's so perfect. That really hits it all home. I mean, as you were talking, I was just, it hit me like that everything you've said today is something that, a company can do that in no way interferes with or detracts from what they were already doing. I mean, these are augments and add-ons and ways to just get that extra edge that, could make all the difference during an incredibly busy holiday season.
Well, I hope that could help a bit here and there.
Well, that was super helpful, Kat. Thank you so much for coming on to tell us all about that there.
Thank you so much for having me.
Always, always. Well, if I don't see you, happy Thanksgiving. And on behalf of Website Depot, my name's Greg Benevent. Take it easy. Have a good night.